Welcome into the CLNS Red Sox Roundtable. I'm your host tonight, Nick Qualia. It is Tuesday, August 8th, and the topic today that me and our other hosts are going to be talking about are the Red Sox a legitimate threat now that we've actually seen them on a 6-game win streak currently. They just swept the White Sox. They kind of swept the Cleveland Indians. And a lot of people are getting excited, but there's also a handful of skeptics, which we're going to talk about whether tonight the skeptics have a reason to be skeptical. I am here tonight with Lauren. Hi, Lauren.
Hey, Nick. What's up?
So, Lauren and me, two-person roundtable tonight. Usually we have three, but it's better with two sometimes. We're not going to have so many people going at it at one time.
Chitter chatter too much.
So, Red Sox currently sit at 63-49, 3-game lead on the Yankees. This 6-game winning streak that they're on really helped them out in the standings as the Yankees have kind of fallen apart. It seems like like both teams have been doing that back and forth. When the Yankees are on a run, the Red Sox are falling apart. When the Red Sox are on, the Yankees are falling apart. But the Rays are also slowly trickling down the standings as well. So the Red Sox, like I said, currently 63-49. Lauren, do we actually have a reason to be skeptical? I'm not saying I'm a skeptic, but I'm just saying the skeptics out there, do they have a reason to be still worried about this team after they just took down the Cleveland Indians, who were coming into Fenway red hot, and took a 4-game series, swept all 4 games against one of the worst teams in baseball, but it's still a 4-game series. What do you think?
I mean, as much as I want to say, hell no, there shouldn't be any reason to be skeptical. I just think it's baseball. There's always reason to be skeptical. That's coming from me, who's obviously obsessed with the Red Sox. And it's, we've seen the Red Sox collapse in September. We've seen them collapse in August. So, of course, there's reason. But personally, for me, I don't think there's reason. I mean, like you said, 4-game sweep. This team's red hot. I know they swept the Chicago White Sox, who have not won more than 3 games since the All-Star break. I know they're a crap team right now, but this is something to get excited for. They have 6 straight games. They have a chance to really just kind of break away. I said it last on a Red Sox beat. They have a chance right now to break away in the AL East against the Rays and the Yankees, and they have to do it. They just have to, but I have more reason to be excited and more reason to be skeptical.
See, and you're right. And here's my problem with the people who are, because you hear it all over sports talk radio all the time, which I understand that sports talk radio is supposed to work your mind. It's not supposed to just be a Boston sports love fest, because if it was, it would be boring. And we've seen the ratings for a couple of shows who are Boston love fests, and let's just say they're now at the top of the ratings. But my issue with criticizing the Red Sox for sweeping the Chicago White Sox, maybe that's not the right phrase to use, but the Red Sox swept an awful team, yes. But it's baseball. Sweeping a team in 4 games is not easy. I don't care who the opponent is. A lot of times, the bad teams will squeak one out. And that's why, in my opinion, you have to play so many baseball games to see who the best teams are. Because a bad team can shell a good team on any given night. We've seen Chris Sale this season have awful nights against the Minnesota Twins. He got shelled last week. I'm not saying the Indians are bad, but he got destroyed last week against the Cleveland Indians. Taking a 4-game series in a sweep is nothing easy. I don't care who the team is. But something encouraging that I will say about this team is we're finally seeing some teamwork. And when I say teamwork, we saw too many times before the All-Star break. Rick Porcello would go out there, throw a 1-0 game. The offense wouldn't show up. We saw that time and time again. Or, if the Red Sox were scoring 6 runs, the pitching wouldn't help them out. The pitching would give up 7 runs. It would be a back-and-forth thing, and the team just would not... They weren't cohesive. But last week, we saw the first spark in the opposite direction with Chris Sale, the guy that you expect to go out there every night. He is pitching tonight. Chris Sale goes out there against the Cleveland Indians, gives up 7 earned runs, gives up 5 within the first and second innings.
Yep.
Combined. And that's a game that you would expect to lose at that point if you hear that Chris Sale gave up 7 earned. But then the offense showed up, and the offense scored 1 million runs that night. So this is finally a team that I can feel okay with. I don't feel great with them, but I feel okay with them right now.
Yeah, I mean, you said it right there. I mean, we saw Chris Sale get shelled, and then we see Rick Porcello finally get his run support, and it's nice to see that the chemistry is there. It's there. So whatever they're doing right now is working. And I said it last night that they really shouldn't mess the lineup, but obviously with Pedroia coming back, they had to put him in there, whatever. But I mean, you'd expect to lose a game, like you said, with Chris Sale getting shelled. And but at every game Chris Sale pitches, you expect them to win. So to actually see this kind of happen is encouraging because you see that Chris Sale's a human, and then you see that the offense can show up and they can bail their pitcher out, which is exactly what they needed to do because it was either great pitching, no offense, great pitching. It was never in sync, and now it is, and it's just something. So it's making these games extremely fun.
And another two factors I'll say that are making me excited for this team right now, and it's something that we need to pay attention to. Because the offense was clearly missing something. The team was clearly missing something. It was missing a veteran who had some decent pop, or at least gets on base when you need him to. And you were also missing a third baseman. Now, you called up Rafael Devers. Surprised me, at least. It didn't. Some people wanted him up already. He's 20 years old. I thought it was too early. I'll admit I was wrong. I'll admit I'm a freaking idiot. Rafael Devers has been a godsend at this point, and yeah, could we see a Will Middlebrooks effect once pitchers start to get some film on him? Yeah, but we don't right now, so that's fine. And Eduardo Nunez, you get in a trade. You're missing two pieces on this team, two pieces that could boost the team to the next level, and the Red Sox went out and got them, and that's the one thing that I'll actually commend Dave Dombrowski for. Going after Eduardo Nunez, I don't know about you, but I didn't hear anything about Eduardo Nunez at the trade deadline, and all of a sudden the Red Sox make a trade for him. So I'll commend Dave Dombrowski for that, for actually going after a piece that we need, or the Red Sox needed, that wasn't on people's radar. But the team overall, with those additions, I feel more confident than I did a couple weeks ago when their bats were silent. But I'm not yet sold that they're going to be able to do this for the long haul. I'm going to have to see this. I'm going to have to see them face adversity and then climb out of it. That's what I need to see for the next step for me believing in this team.
So if they let's say they sweep the Rays, and let's say they take 2 out of 3 from the Yankees, will that get you to turn your mind around a little bit more?
Yes, because this is a test week. You're going up against 2 AL East teams. You're going up against 2 teams who you know are on your coattails right now with the Tampa Bay Rays, and I still want to call them the Tampa Bay Devil Rays.
Devil Rays.
And the Yankees. The Yankees to me is the bigger test because you're going in there with a silent pressure on your shoulders, knowing that the teams, depending what the standings look like once the series starts, because this is a 2-game series with the Rays, I believe.
It is.
So you're going to head into New York with whatever lead, and you know that they're in second place. So you can either do what you can, get fired up, and extend that lead in the AL East, or you can fall apart. And the Yankees have had the Red Sox number this year. So you can either turn that around, turn that narrative around, and extend the lead in the AL East and put up a lot of offensive numbers on them and show that the Yankees that you're serious, or you can fall apart and you can get swept by the Yankees.
Oh, that would be terrible. That's like a terrible thing right now for that to happen. But you're absolutely right. And again, I said this last night on Red Sox Beat. This is their time to break away in the AL East, and they can go into the 3-game series still up 3 games, depending on how the Yankees do in the next few games. So it's really, like you said, it's a test week, and I'm absolutely in agreement with you there because it's going to show a lot. It's going to show if this last 6-0 week was a fluke or if this is what we're going to get. Like, this is the real deal. And I know that Devers and Nunez have been, like you said, godsends to this team. I don't think it's a permanent fix, no, but I think it's going to get them through to the playoffs and into the World Series.
Do you think this team's going to go? That's where you're at with this team? You think they're going to go to the World Series?
They're going to win the World Series. Not only are they going to go to the World Series, they're going to beat the Dodgers in the World Series.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
Heard it here first.
Have you said that yet on the Red Sox Beat?
I said that the Red Sox would win the World Series when we did our preseason predictions.
But this is the first midseason time you're doing it?
This is the first mid-season time that I'm doing it. Yep.
Yes! Eat it, Jess and Jared. I got it first. Yeah! I'm not nearly with you, though. I would not be shocked if this team got swept in the divisional series again. Only because I haven't seen this team in adversity. I haven't. This is, to me, so far the same exact team that we saw last season.
We saw a team
who goes, yeah, but it's the regular season. If I remember correctly, they did that last year. They'll go on these winning streaks, and then their bats will go silent, and that's what happens too much. The offense has been a major issue. You're missing that guy who, once you fall into adversity, I'm not going to say his name because we know who I'm talking about, but once you fall into adversity, you have to see who steps up and how your team reacts. And you know what? If the Yankees do sweep the Red Sox, that might not be a bad thing, because then you're going to see how this team does react to adversity.
All right, I can see that. I mean, I do think I want to see how they react to adversity as well, but I think they have enough going on, everything that's been going on the last few weeks with this team. And I think, like I said, this is their test week. This is going to prove what kind of team they are and what kind of team that we're going to be dealing with from here until the playoffs. Yeah,
and we're going to have to. I think this isn't a power hitting team, and we saw a lot of random power over this sweep. So we're also going to have to see how they work with playing small ball, because that's how they're going to win ball games. The only power they really have in the lineup are Mookie Betts. Eduardo Nunez had 4 home runs leading into the trade with the Red Sox. Now he has 4 home runs with the Red Sox, which is bananas. Doesn't make any sense to me. But other than Mookie, you just don't really have that much power. I mean, we'll see what you have with Rafael Devers. So we're going to have to see what this team does with playing small ball, because this isn't... Last year they played with a lot of power. They're going to have to adapt. And again, if this team can adapt, they have a chance at a deep playoff run. I'm not going to say World Series, because I think the Astros are better than them. But if they can adapt and play the way they need to play, then they have a good chance. And they have a really good chance to blow open this lead in the AL East. But if they fall apart and they show that there's a lack of leadership in the clubhouse, and hopefully David Price is not that leader, then the team, they'll probably still make the playoffs, but get their... Can I say the A word here? I don't know if I'm allowed to here.
I think you can say, yeah.
Get their asses handed to them. I already had to bleep something out in the roundtable before.
That was great. That was a great moment.
All right, Lauren, any last thoughts?
The Red Sox are going to win the World Series. That's I mean, you heard it here first. But no, I mean, I think that we're going to see really what this team's made of the next 5 games. It's a short week. They've come off some long weeks and some long homestands, and now we're really going to see, these games. These are the games that essentially matter the most, because these are your division opponents, and this is essentially who you're going to be seeing in the playoffs. So this is a huge week.
This is probably the biggest week that they're going to have all season, unless it comes down to final games in the final week of the playoffs. But at this point in the year, August 8th, this is the most crucial time to see what this team really is. And it's the classic phrase, it's time to nut up or shut up.
Sure is.
All right, that is it for tonight's CLNS Red Sox Roundtable. Thank you so much, Lauren, for coming on. Red Sox, are they the real deal or not? That was the topic tonight. Thank you for listening. Have a good night, everybody.